Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be showing you how you can recreate this Pringles packaging template. So it's really easy to do, and as you all know that Pringles packaging usually comes in this tall cylinder form, and this packaging itself it's then rolled around the packaging, right? Sometimes it does come in the similar cylinder format, but it's a lot smaller in height. So it's really easy to make. So let's dive right in. So I'll be creating a new document first. So for this video, I will be changing my dimensions to centimeters. The height, no wait, I'll change the orientation to landscape. Okay, so what I've done is that I've changed the dimensions to centimeters. The orientation is going to be in landscape. So for the dimensions that I've given, the width is going to be 24.5 centimeters and the height is going to be 8.5 centimeters. And over here in my documents, I'll rename my document to be Pringles packaging template, and I'm going to go ahead and click on enter, and we have now got this document. So what I'm going to do here is that by default my layers 1 opens up. I'm going to rename this layer 1 to be template. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is that I'll be adding the background color, which is this green color. So I'll be using my rectangle tool. I do not require the stroke, and I'll be changing my fill to be this green color, and I'll be giving the same dimensions that of my document right here. So the width was 24.5 centimeters and the height was 8.5 centimeters, and click on OK. So we get this, and I'm just going to drag this document right here so that it fits onto my document. Now we've got this. I'm gonna go ahead and also lock this layer and create a new layer, and in this layer 2 panel I'll rename this to content, and now we can go ahead and add all the logos and the necessary information as of now. So the first thing I'm going to add is the Pringles logo, right, which is this one, this image right here. So you can find such images up on Google, especially if it's a PNG format. So if you find these images on Google, save them, and I'll be using them only. So I already have them saved in the PNG format, like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and crop this image because I do not require this excess space on the sides and as well as on the top and the bottom as well. So this much looks perfect, and I'm just gonna drag my image right over here. I'm gonna zoom out, and from this edge I'm going to rescale this by clicking on Shift and Alt. Rescale this like this, and I'm just gonna put the image right about here. And what else? Yep. So I'm just gonna make a copy of this image by clicking on Alt and adding the image over here as well. So I'll select these two and probably just resize this a little bit more, like this, and like that. And I'm going to add a drop shadow behind these images as well, so that it gives a more 3D look to this. So that I've selected my images, I'll go to the effects panel, go to stylize and click on drop shadow. So in the opacity panel, I have changed the opacity to 45%. You might be seeing 75% right here. And I let the X offset and the Y offset and the blur stay the way it is. The color is going to remain black. And I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And this type of a shadow now comes printed onto this template right here. So I'm going to go ahead and also close this since I do not require it now. And I'm just going to shift this a little bit more right here. So I'll open up another image by clicking on Ctrl+O. And I'm going to open sour cream and onion, the PNG format. So this is my image. I'm going to go ahead and also crop this a little bit more. Like this. Apply. And I'm just going to drag this image right about here and rescale this as well. Place it right about here. Probably make this a little bit more bigger, like that. And I'm just going to zoom in on this. So I'm going to add two effects in this. Firstly being the drop shadow, and also I'm going to just blur the images, blur the edges of this image a little bit so that it looks that it's been printed nicely onto my template. So I'll select this image, go to Effect, Stylize, and I'll click on Feather first. And I'll give the radius to be 0.1 centimeters. And if I click on OK, you can see that the edges now become a little blurred. Now that I've blurred the edges, I'm going to go ahead and also add a drop shadow effect on this as well. So I'll select this image and I'll go to this effect panel, go to stylize and click on drop shadow. This time I'll be decreasing the opacity as well. So I'll bring it down to 25% and click on OK. So that it's a little less in opacity wise it's a little less intense as compared to the Pringles logo that I had added right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and also close this. And now I'm going to add this image right here, which is the nutritional facts with the ingredients that is used to make Pringles. So I'm going to go ahead and open my image. This is right here. No, not this one. This is here it is. I'm just going to drag this image onto my template like that, and I'm going to go ahead and also resize this even bigger. We move this aside. We'll make this a little bit more bigger so that it fits almost my document like that. Gonna bring the logo right here. Okay, so now we've got this as well. Now I'm gonna add the barcode over here with these two icons as well. I'm gonna get this a little bit closer. Right. So I'll open up my images first, like this over here. Resize this, scale this down. Make this a little bit more smaller, like this. Close this again. Always remember to close the panels over here as well, so that you do not get confused and you know exactly which image that you have to drag onto your document. So I'll be using this one, the green dot icon as well. Going to drag this image right over here. I'm gonna resize this as well, like this. Gonna get it here. Scale this down a little bit more, right about here. I'm gonna close this as well. Now I'm going to open the throw in the dustbin icon. I'm gonna get that here. I'm just going to resize this again like this. Gonna get this icon over here. I'm gonna resize this a little bit more so that it's like this right here. So I'm going to select these two images now, and I'm going to blend it with the background color so that the white background doesn't show. So now that I selected these two images by holding on to the shift key on my keyboard, I'll also temporarily unlock my template layer. Go to this transparency panel, and over here in this blending mode, I'm going to click on this option which says multiply. So when you do that, the white background gets removed and it automatically, you can see that it gets blended with the background as well. I'm going to go ahead and lock my template layer again. And now I'll be making thin strips of rectangle, which is something like this over here. So this will indicate that this white rectangles indicate that this is the place where my packaging has to be stuck on together. So I'm going to make thin strips like this. One thin strip right here. I'll just move this a little like that on the edge. I'll click on all to make a copy and bring it here as well. I'll select these two rectangles and I'm going to bring the opacity down from 100% to 50% like that. So now I'll go ahead and also lock my content layer and I'll create a new layer. I'll rename layer 3 to be text. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add different kinds of texts now, which is such as the weight of my Pringles, and also this MRP and the sour cream and onion as well. But before that, I'll also add this wedge icon right here. So this one, I'm just gonna drag it over here, and I'm gonna go ahead, resize this to be really small, maybe even smaller like this, or it's too small, wait, a little bit more bigger like that. And I'm just gonna make, probably I'll just add it right here instead. I'm gonna go ahead and also close this, and I can just go ahead and add my texts now. First, I'll be writing down the name, which was the sour, it's all in caps, sour cream and onion. I'm going to select this, change the color to white, And I'm just going to go ahead and make this semi-bold as well, and probably just bring the size down to 10 points from 12. I'm just going to place my text right here. And now going back to my text tool, I'm now going to add the net weight of my Pringles box, which is 165 grams. And I'll also change this fill to white again. I'm going to bring this one right here. I'll click on Alt to make a copy and place it right here as well. And now the only thing that is left for me to add is the MRP price. So I'll click on the type tool again and type out MRP rupees 99, and again I'll change its fill to white, and I'll just rotate this like this, and I'm going to go ahead and place my text right here in the middle like that. So there you go. We have now successfully made our Pringles packaging template. Now I can go ahead and also save my document now. So in order to do that, I'll be going to File, clicking on Save As. So by default, my file name is going to be the same as my document name, which was the Pringles packaging template, and my Save As type is going to be Adobe Illustrator. I highly recommend that we save a file in this format so that in case if I want to make any changes, I can easily do that by accessing my AI file. So once that's done, I'll go ahead and click on Save, and I'll click on OK. So there you go. So as you can see that this .ai comes right in front of my document name, which means that it's now been successfully saved as an AI file. So now that we've come to the end of our video, I hope you found this tutorial to be useful, and with a little practice you can also make more packaging templates for different products as well. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.